It is inconceivable that Ireland will not beat Italy at the Aviva this weekend. Remember, Italy have never won a Six Nations game in Dublin, and they travel here having played two and lost two. We're, I suppose, lucky in some people's minds because that match in Paris was called off, which means we've only lost one as opposed to the possible two that might have faced us. I don't quite see it that way, but what is undeniably important is that we have to beat Italy. To go to France on foot of a defeat by Italy at home be simply untenable. At the same time, remember, we've only won 3 of our last 9 or 10 games at home now, which this certainly means it's not by any means Fortress Aviva. Why can we win? I think we can win, of course, because we've a smashing halfback combination. We've got a really good scrum now, and remember here, the Italians are weakened by the loss of Castrogiovanni through injury, and on the other side, Lo Cicero has been dropped by the coach. I don't think the Italian scrum is going to be very good, and its line-out in its last 2 outings was also pretty fragile. So I think we can dominate at scrum and line-out, which means we're going to be setting up all the attacking positions. And hopefully, I really do hope that finally Declan Kidney has found a way to get Sean O'Brien doing what he does best, which is to run at opponents. I'll be looking out too for Keith Earls at outside centre. I don't think Keith is going to face the same sort of defensive challenge that he might face next week against Rougerie or in a couple of weeks' time against Tulliaggy at Twickenham. But it is vitally important for the young man that he puts in a really solid and certain performance in a position which I think he's not best suited for. Tommy Bowe, too, will be trying to put the memories of a weak defensive performance against Wales behind him. Much has been talked about Kearney, and rightly so. Some of his high fielding really was reminiscent almost of Australian rules, and it was magnificent. He still possesses a huge left boot, but we haven't seen him where, for instance, we see Issa Nasewa regularly at the RDS attacking from the rear and putting real pressure on defenders. So for me, a lot will depend on Rob Kearney. And I want to see Kearney give us some real attacking from the back. Also, I want to see Paul O'Connell, Donnacha O'Callaghan, Cian Healy carry the ball. So there's a lot going on tomorrow. Win, lose or draw. And we're not going to lose and we're not going to draw. So win tomorrow, we will be looking at the performance of individuals rather than necessarily watching the clicking scoreboard and think we're going to win. Assuming we're going to win, and this is a team that's got to expect to win, then they've got to win in some style. Winning ugly tomorrow is simply unacceptable.